All right, what's going on, everyone? We are live for the fifth live show of the Ev Singleton Unleashed show. If you are listening live, if you're watching live, make sure you're keeping up with the comments. Make sure you're helping steer this show in the right direction, because Lord knows I can't do that. If you are listening to the podcast the next day or in a future date or anything like that, make sure you do subscribe, follow, rate it, whatever you got to do on each different podcast platform, wherever you're listening to your podcast. Please help us out. It's all about growing. Same thing with if you are in here live, if you are commenting, if you are keeping up with us, make sure you are, retweeting. So if you're in here, maybe leave, retweet it, come back in, help me out, help everyone out. Let's continue to build this community and grow the Unleashed Army, get it bigger and bigger. Look at this t-shirt. I'm wearing the Cardiac Kemba t-shirt from Guy Boston Sports. $15 on the site right now, GuyBostonSports.com/store. Get them while you can. We have a good show today. We got some things planned out thanks to some of you guys from tweeting it out, but also this brain up here. We're talking some USA basketball. We're gonna get into a little Jayson Tatum talk because I do feel like this is a very, very, very important season for JT. And then we're going to go into the Bradley Beal trade rumors. We've seen it. We've seen different iterations of it. We're just going to dig into that. Let me know what you guys think of that as well. And then we're going to talk about the rookies because I feel like we're forgetting somebody when we talk about impactful rookies and, who's actually going to contribute. I think we're forgetting someone just because he didn't play in the Summer League. But let's jump right into the USA basketball. Marcus Smart, Kemba Walker, Jayson Tatum, and I believe now as of this morning, Jaylen Brown also on the training camp squad. So, boom, the USA team is pretty much the Celtics. And I do think it's very, very beneficial. Someone reached out to me on Twitter and said, do you think it's good that these guys are playing? There's risk for injury, blah, blah, blah. I think it's great, especially because this is a brand new compromisation of the team. So it's crucial to me that they're playing, and then none other than playing under Greg Popovich. I feel like this is amazing for the Celtics players: Jayson Tatum, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker. Someone, you said you're afraid of the injuries. Fine, yeah. I mean, but then why would anyone ever play in this? You know what I mean? And I'm sure, yeah, some guys drop out, obviously because of that. But I don't see a problem with it. It's just like, God forbid it, but someone can get hurt during the regular season too, right? So, let's just not play the regular season because you can get hurt. No, so in this case, I am totally, totally on board with those four guys playing, especially with Kemba Walker. I love the idea of Jayson Tatum and Kemba Walker getting a little preseason run under the best coach in the game. I mean, I think that's the underlying, it's the sleeper pick in that. Like, yeah, they're playing under Greg Popovich. That's the shit I like. Like, that's what I like. Not necessarily, and obviously I mentioned it, but not necessarily like, oh, well, they get to practice with each other. These guys will have plenty of time to do that. They don't always get to play under Greg Popovich. Who knows if Jayson Tatum, Kemba Walker, and especially as a unit, they pick up on something like, I didn't know that. I didn't learn that. And it just helps them. I mean, you can't underestimate how good and how great of a coach Greg Popovich is. He's done it his way for years, and he's the Bill Belichick of the NBA. So my big take on that, I'm not afraid of them playing. If anything, it's going to benefit them. God forbid there's an injury. I can't control that. You can't control that. Hell, they can't control that. They're repping their country, which I respect 1,000%. 1,000%. And they're playing under the best coach in the game. I think it's going to be awesome for those guys. And I think, August through September, that sort of time frame? I think it's going to be phenomenal for them. And speaking of guys that it's going to be phenomenal for, Jayson Tatum. Now, I tweeted out, I think it was late last night, Jayson Tatum. I said, how many points do you think Jayson Tatum's going to average this season? And I had a little, I'm not going to lie to you, I had a little bit of a underlying reason why I was tweeting that. It was for the show, and it was to gather a little bit of reconnaissance for this. So Jayson Tatum, I said, how many points do you think he's going to average? Oh, just a harmless tweet, right? Wrong. A lot of you guys had said better be 20 or more, or I think some of you were even saying near 30, which is ludicrous to me. And I really saw maybe one or two under 18 points a game. A couple 18, but there was so many of you guys saying Jayson Tatum needs to average 20 or more for it to be a successful season. I'm going to stop you right there. Because You don't need to. Obviously, no one's complaining if Jayson Tatum's going to go out and average 20 points a game or more. No one's stopping that. I mean, like, I'm not going to say, hey, no, Jayson, I don't want that. No, we want that. But to say that he needs to kind of puts a little pressure on the kid. Not that he's reading my tweets and your replies to my tweets, but 20 points or more is going to be a hefty load, especially when they do have a scorer like Kemba Walker. But really what it comes down to is this sort of make or break idea. If you're telling me that, and again, small sample size, 100 of you or so, saying that Jayson Tatum needs to average 20 or more, what if we do kind of parlay that into representing Celtics Nation as a whole? So now he needs to average 20 points or more, and if he doesn't, it's not what we wanted. That's a tough number to give him. I see in the chat we're saying, let's see, Sox Nation said, should we expect over under 22 points a game from Tatum? I think under, and that's kind of what I'm saying here. I'd love to see Tatum score 17 to 18. I'd obviously love to see him score over 20, but if the expectation is 20, that's a little tough for me. That's tough. That means that in Celtics Nation mind, which isn't the wrong mindset, that this is sort of his year to say, okay, it's either he's a star or not a star. And if you're telling me that 20 points a game is the definition of that, I don't know if I see him scoring over 20 points a game. I don't. And I mean, you can go look at the tweet. A hefty portion. I'd say 80% of you guys were saying needs to be 20 or this is a bad season or something like that. Jayson Tatum, it literally could be a make or break season for Jayson Tatum if that's the case. Now again, it's only 100 or so out of all of Celtics Nation. But, you know, if we're using that as a sample size, it's the information we have. It's the information I gathered with this big brain. Jayson Tatum, 20 points a game? I don't know. If you guys are going to say that Tatum needs to score 20 points, or what? You're going to not be a fan of the Celtics? You're going to think he failed? That's what I'm worried about. That's it. Like, that's tough for me. Drop your answers in the chat here. How many points you think Tatum's going to score? Again, I'm thinking like 17 and a half. I see Brad in there saying he's scoring 20 easily. Again, like I'm not opposed to that. I want to make that clear. Hopefully you guys get that. I'm just trying to be as realistic as possible. I'd love to see Tatum go out there and drop 22 a game, right? Is he going to make the jump from 16 points last year to 20? It's not unheard of. It's not unheard of at all. But is that the line? Like Brad in the chat here, you say he's going to score 20 easily, and if he doesn't, what is your mindset then? You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Is this a make or break season where when you say, hey, he can score 20 easily? Yeah, obviously, I think he can score 20 on any given night easily. But is he going to need to score 20 every single night? And if he doesn't, are there repercussions from Celtics fans? That's the tricky part. That really is the tricky part. And who's to say I feel the way I feel is the right way? It's not. But I am just trying to be realistic. I'm trying to take a step back. I'd love to say, hey, Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, Gordon Hayward, they're all going to score 30 points a game. They're all going to average 30 points a game. Obviously, we'd love that. No one's complaining about that. And obviously, I would love it if Tatum scored 20 points a game. I do think he's going to be the second leading scorer, but so what's Kemba averaging then, right? If Tatum's averaging 20, what's Kemba going to average? I think Kemba's going to be the leading scorer of this team. I feel like that isn't too hot of a take. I know we all love Tatum. I love Tatum. Tatum's awesome. But is he really going to overtake the scoring from Kemba? I get it. No Kyrie Irving. Awesome. Sweet. No Kyrie Irving this year. But you do have a scorer in Kemba Walker. And Jayson Tatum, to say he needs to score 20 points or more, I just don't see it happening. I hope, I pray that he says, Ev, you're an idiot. You are stupid. You're wrong about everything. I'm going to prove you wrong. By all means. I won't even wear a bulletproof vest. Just shoot me, Tatum. I'd love it. Do you know how good the Celtics will be if Jayson Tatum's a 20-point scorer? Night in and night out. Seriously. I see a Brad saying still not sold on Hayward as a Celtic. I know he's not on today's topics, but I think we can get into Hayward a little bit. I do have I feel like a unique take on him because I think he's going to be a stud next year. And not stud in the sense of statistics and scoring. I think Tatum's going to score more points than him. But I do think he's going to be so crucial to the team. So we can get into that later if we have time. But yeah, so overall, Tatum, I don't see him scoring more than 20 points. Let me know if you disagree in the chat, and I understand if you disagree, but either way, it's like, I just don't want that to be the parameter. Ooh, what a word. the the parameter of whether or not he has a good season or not. Like Tatum, if he goes out and averages 17, I get it. There's only one more point than last year, but if they're winning more games, he's playing better basketball. I would take, as a 21-year-old, 22, I'd take 17 points a game out of Tatum every single night. I think he's going to score more towards 18, but the bulk of you guys saying 20 or more, that's scary to me. So I don't know. Let me know again in the comments what you think, and we'll get to some of those. But after the first topic now, let's crack it open. Now it's a stream. Now it's a show. We have Jack's Abbey House Lager. Been crushing a few of these, but I am now all out of my surplus of them. So Jack's Abbey, sponsor the show, right? Right? Some hefty competition there. Might as well get me while I'm hot. Speaking of hot, I'm literally hot. It was like 100 degrees the past few days. Finally, it rained this past couple days, but holy crap. Well, I didn't know we were living in the desert. I was planning on golfing this weekend. I was planning on doing some stuff outside. Luckily, the British Open was on, and I could just sit inside and watch that mildly, wildly content. But holy crap, was it hot. I sweat in the winter. Back in school, I'd get made fun of because I sweat. And you're going to put me in 100-degree weather? I'd go out to go in the car to get a coffee, and all of a sudden I'm dead? Jeez. Maddie saying, hey, in the chat. Hey, Maddie. Let's move on here. We have Bradley Beal trade rumors, and if you haven't checked it out, make sure you check out my article I wrote. I wrote it this morning. It's about Bradley Beal and the trade rumor on GuyBostonSports.com. I also tweeted it out. You can find it easily, but I've seen some 50-50 answers with this. People really seem to like Bradley Beal as a player, which I don't agree with. No. I do agree with. Sorry. I don't agree with the package that, has been conspired by some no-names out there it would take to get Beal. So I do agree that Bradley Beal is a great player. I love Bradley Beal. I love his game. I love how he stepped up in the absence of John Wall, right? Bradley Beal has shown that he's a tremendous basketball player and that he really can be a superstar, or at least a star. But did you see the what is it, Wizards Friendly or something like that, whatever the website was, came out and said that, this is a possible trade. I don't know where they were getting that information from, saying that Bradley Beal for Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Romeo Langford, and like 92 picks. I wrote in the article, I said, are we trading for Anthony Davis or Karl Anthony Towns, or are we trading for Bradley Beal? I love Bradley Beal. He's an awesome player, but he is not the Megatron of the NBA. Like, Bradley Beal is not the guy that you put him on a team and all of a sudden they're going to be the finals favorite. I wouldn't trade Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart straight up for Bradley Beal, never mind throwing in Romeo Langford and a million different picks. He's not a transcendent player. He's great. He plays every single game. The guy plays like 1 million games a year. I love that about him. He's 26 years old. You don't need to trade multiple guys and assets that will also be under 26 for a 26-year-old. It doesn't make sense. Bradley Beal's not the type of player you go all in for. That's an Anthony Davis or a Karl Anthony Towns. Not Bradley Beal. It's ludicrous. And now when I tweeted this out, like, what do you want for him? People are like, oh, it depends on the price. No, duh, you idiots. I said the price in the article. It's a simple click of the button, people. Let's see. Jay Moran saying that shirt is fire. Yeah, it is. The Cardiac Kemba tee, GuyBostonSports.com/store. Again, get them while supplies last. This thing is so simple, yet it's flying. I was even out in the North End by TD Garden modeling it the other day with some professional photography. So, yeah, I've worn the shit out of this shirt since I've gotten it. You should too. Pick it up. It's only $15. GuyBostonSports.com/store. Let's see. I like that I've been ranting about Bradley Beal, and the comments are just going off about how hot it is. That shows how hot it is. Brad says it's crazy how we go from snow to heat so quick, and I don't do well in either. I'm a sweater. I sweat so freaking much. So in the winter, all of a sudden I sweat even more because, oh, well, I'm wearing more clothes. Shit. Then in the summer, it's like, okay, I can wear a t-shirt like the Cardiac Kemba t-shirt, and then I just start sweating because it's hot out. I can't win. I can't win whatsoever. Um, Maddie says it's going to be another heat wave in Ohio. I feel for you. That is going to be tough. Luckily, it cooled off. It was pouring this morning when we woke up here in the Boston area. So, luckily, it cooled it off a little bit. But, jeez, I can't even imagine the electricity bill right now with all the multiple air conditioners running. Ugh, ugh. But yeah, let's get in. Let's get back on topic here. Let's get back on topic here. No more talking about the heat. We can talk about the heat of this shirt, the Cardiac Kemba t-shirt. That's heat. But let's get back to it. I want to talk a little bit, and I guess we are going to have time. We'll end up having time for the Hayward talk, but let's talk about rookies surprising us this season. And I tweeted this out too. See, I got something brewing up here. I got a brain. You guys are acting like it's I'm just tweeting this out and want to hear your response. I do. I like your responses when I tweet questions, but I'm really planning for the show. So I tweeted out and said, which Celtics rookie is going to surprise us? I mean, 85% of you guys said Carson Edwards because he is the spark plug. I get that. I do understand that. Everyone was saying Carson Edwards. Many of you were saying Grant Williams because he plays like Al Horford, only smaller, which we'll see in the NBA if he plays like Al Horford. I'm not going to disagree with it now. I do like the Williams pick. And then obviously some of you guys were saying Taco Fall. Fair. And I do see a taco in the chat. I assume that means Taco Fall. But very few, and there were some of you out there, so credit to some of you guys that were picking up on that. Credit to some of you guys that were able to kind of say the name that I was looking for. Romeo Langford. They're a lottery pick. Barely lottery, but still a lottery pick. Romeo Langford is like the forgotten kid in a family. I don't even know if that's a real analogy. Like, are there forgotten kids in families? If there was, Romeo Langford is that guy. No one's really talking about Romeo Langford. Love the second round pick, Carson Edwards. Hell, you love Tremont Waters. You love the undrafted Taco Fall. Loved Grant Williams. But no one's talking about who the Celtics clearly valued the most, Romeo Langford. My pick is Romeo Langford. It is. I think he's going to have a phenomenal sort of rookie campaign. Nothing like a Tatum or anything, extremely crazy. But in terms of surprising us, I think he's going to do that phenomenally. Another guy, Zach Poirier. You know what is funny? I guess it's not funny. It's just really lazy of me. I still have not even attempted to find out how to say his name correctly. I call him Vinny P. Why do you need to figure out how to say your last name if he has a nickname all bundled up like Vinny P? I said Vinny P for the first time. I was like, oh, that's a cool nickname. And hopefully that sticks. Hopefully I get credit for it too. I hate to see a nickname go and then I don't even get credit for it. But Vinny P. But yeah, so Carson Edwards was the unanimous pick. If we were doing a poll or Carson Edwards was running for president in that question I asked, everyone was saying Carson Edwards. It's like people just don't remember Romeo Langford as the lottery pick. Jack Zabby, come sponsor me. So the thing with Carson Edwards, I think he's the type of guy that everyone's gonna love and like, and he'll be able to go in there and seriously, contribute more often than not. But is he really gonna surprise you? Like, if Carson that was the word too, right? Let me fact check. I want to make sure I did say surprise. If Carson Edwards is going in and doing what you expect him to do, he's not surprising you. I think Romeo Langford is going to be the surprising one because we don't know him. We haven't seen him yet in a Celtics jersey or anything. And clearly he's the most valuable out of them just in terms of what the Celtics think. If Carson Edwards is that great, why didn't they draft him at 14? Obviously, it doesn't work like that. Don't breathe down my neck. But either way, it's like Carson Edwards, I know what he's going to do. If Carson Edwards plays at his peak, and I love him, get the Carson Fever, another nickname I'm trying to trademark there, Carson Fever. If Carson Edwards does what he's supposed to do, it won't surprise me. I think the guy can score like no other. I think he's a stud. Can he play in the NBA? We'll see. That's yet to be seen. But Romeo Langford, it's like the people, they're sleeping on the Celtics' best draft pick this year. I don't know. It's funny to me because, again, go back and look at the tweet. It's like he was 1,000% the guy that people were forgetting about. And I think it's because he's just hasn't been around, right? Like, I that's the only reason I can think of. I don't think it's any hate towards Langford. Hell, like, I've probably forgot about him a couple times. So, Romeo Langford, you could book it now. I think he's going to have the best season as a rookie. And what's funny is that no one's talking about it, but that shouldn't be the hottest take. Like, oh, the Celtics lottery pick is going to have their best rookie year out of all the, the handful of rookies they have. Go figure. But that's what I'm thinking. All right, we can get to. I'll go on a little bit of a. Let's see. We got some chats here. I was gonna say drop your chat, drop your comments. Um, please do that. Drop your comments here. But I'm gonna just briefly rant about Hayward, give sort of my prediction on him, and then we can get to some of your chats here. So let's see. Jay Moran says, is Poirier a rookie? I meant like the draft picks. I do think Poirier is actually going to be, like, I wrote about him a couple days too on Guy Boston Sports. I do think he's going to have an impact too. So I really was meaning the draft picks, to be honest. But again, no one really even said his name, so whatever. But I think the understanding was like who out of the draft picks and guys that played in summer league almost, because that's how people took it. Like Langford wasn't even brought up. Clint, always on the Robert Williams Time Lord train, as am I. We just relaunched the Time Lord t-shirt on GuyBostonSports.com, so check that out. I got a sample on the way to me right now. I'm pretty pumped to see it. So again, drop some of your comments, and we'll start closing off. But I wanted to give my take on Hayward. Gordon Hayward is going to be good this year. I mean, even at the very least, he's going to be better than last year. That shouldn't be the hottest take in the world. Like, unless he has a drill and he's going to drill through the ground, there's only up to go for him. He can't really do much worse than last year for the money he's being paid. But it's a fresh start now. I hate the cop-out. I hate the cop-out that Gordon Hayward is force-fed. Or Gordon Hayward, shouldn't have been playing at all. He's getting paid so much money, you have to feed him in some regards. And he wasn't getting force-fed. That's such BS. 20 minutes a game, 8 shots a game, coming off the bench, and you're going to tell me that guy who's a max contract guy is being force-fed? Yeah, maybe they tried to get him out there because he was needed to get back into things, but you need to do that for a max guy. That's not force-feeding. Force-feeding would be like, and I've said it multiple times, hey, Semi Ojeleye, go take a bunch of shots a game because we really want you to score. Even though you keep missing, keep shooting. Force-feeding. Oh, you can't fit any more in your mouth? Keep eating. That's force-feeding. Saying Gordon Hayward, play way less than you've played in your entire career, shoot less, come off the bench, which you haven't done, and don't really, make waves. That is the opposite of force feeding. It's the easiest cop-out people made last year that don't want to just say it was a crap season overall. So many different factors contributed to why the Celtics stunk last year. It wasn't Gordon Hayward being force-fed. Maybe that was a small piece of the action, but it wasn't the reason. It's the easiest cop-out. But again, I think Gordon Hayward's got nowhere to go but up. I think he's already meshing well with Kemba prior to the season, which is a good sign. I think their games fit a lot better than him and Kyrie's. I think he's going to be much more comfortable. And again, he's now another year removed from the injury. I get it if you're not sold on him. I've seen that. But some of you guys that shit on Hayward and say that he's never going to be the same, no, he won't be what he was before he broke his ankle. He's not going to be that player. He's not going to go dunking. He's not going to be the explosive slasher. What he will be is the point A, point B, methodical scorer, offense guy that can set things up. The offense can run through him. Think of Paul Pierce when he realized, hey, I don't need to rely on my athleticism. Gordon Hayward has the basketball IQ and the fundamentals to be able to do the same stuff. Hot take? Sure. It's hot as hell outside. Why can't I have a hot take? Gordon Hayward, the next Paul Pierce. But I just get annoyed at the people that are negative towards it. It's like, what do you expect the guy to do? And again, I totally agree with people saying, oh, well, he stunk last year. We're paying him so much money. Fine. Like, is anyone saying no to that? Is anyone disagreeing with that? No, I think I wrote the article a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I mean, I'm not going to argue Gordon Hayward stunk last year. Like, I thought he was going to be better. After the All-Star break, I thought he was going to be better. After some of those 30-point games, I thought he was going to be better. He didn't. He stunk, but so did the entire team. At least Gordon Hayward might have been the only one on the team with an actual excuse as to why he stunk. And it's because first game after a max contract, first game for the Celtics, first game for his college coach since college, national TV, against their Eastern Conference rival, first 5 minutes of the game, snap goes his ankle. And maybe he's a little scarred from that. Wow. Go figure. I don't know. I don't mean to get defensive about it, but to sit there, and no one's really done it in the chat so far, so I appreciate that. But to sit there and say, and I've seen it on Twitter, Gordon Hayward stinks. Why do we even bother with him? He's not going to be part of the offense. You don't know that. Just like I don't know if he's going to turn it around and be an all-star or something. But just to say he's going to stink, it's like at least he had a reason to stink last year. And again, the force feeding is such bull. 20 minutes a game, off the bench, 8 shots a game, being paid $30 million a year. Really? Force feeding? Force feeding? Give me a break. But, all right, we're going to start closing up, guys. If you do have any last-minute comments, please be sure to drop them. Again, I'm going to shout out this t-shirt again because we keep getting comments about it. The Cardiac Kemba t-shirt, modeled by yours truly, GuyBostonSports.com/store. It's only $15 for a limited time. Not exactly sure when that's getting bumped up, but you can definitely snag it right now, at least the first load of inventory for $15. It's comfortable. It fits. Hell, it doesn't even show my sweat, and I'm a sweaty bastard. It's awesome. GuyBostonSports.com/store. And I will say this. I say it at the end of every episode. I don't know who makes it that far or anything like that, but please make sure you're helping out the podcast grow in terms of leaving a rating or leaving a review or anything like that. I mean, it literally helps a lot. Same with sharing this and smashing the hearts. I don't really ask for a lot from that because, again, this isn't really me talking and you listening. It's more of just like, let's all talk basketball. Let's all talk whatever the hell's on the mind. But smashing the hearts helps so much. It gets more people in here, gets more people involved. We build the Unleashed Army, keep body bagging the opponents, even though we're only 1-0, and that was the easiest victory of all time. But yeah, other than that, guys, we don't ask for a lot, right? We're just having fun here. We're talking basketball. It's nothing serious. Sometimes we're pushing a little merch, putting a little cha-ching in my pocket and a little swag on your back. KJ, not afraid to plug himself, says, how is that Sean Palmer and KJ Doyle podcast episode, The Wicked Smart Sports Guys on GuyBostonSports.com? I listened to it today. You guys are good together. Again, I think I'm the best guest of all time, recurring guest on the Wicked Smart Pod. You guys can listen to those old episodes and make your mind up for yourself. I know the truth, though. Best guest around. But, yeah, either way, make sure you are helping out this podcast, and I'm not asking for anything other than you press and subscribe, press and rate and review, and then if you're in these streams, make sure you're sharing it around, showing your friends, telling people, letting everyone else get here, be unleashed. And then while you're in here talking Celtics, just smash those hearts. Goes a long way, right? Goes a long way. And make sure you're following the podcast on Twitter at EvUnleashed. I feel like that's enough self-promoting, self-plugging. Let's see. Plugged a shirt multiple times. Plugged iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Plugged this. Told you to smash the hearts. Told you to follow. I haven't told you to follow my personal account. Might as well do that. EvGuyBoston. But hey, no shame right here. It's at the end of the episode. I know the true Unleashed Armies really, you guys are the ones that stick around to the end. Sox Nation says you should do a shirt giveaway every time JT scores 20. I do like that idea. How about this? And we can book you. You might as well jot this down because I know I'll forget it, so you might as well remind me in these streams. The first time Tatum scores 20, I will definitely do the giveaway, and then maybe we'll parlay it into the next time. I don't want to lock into that right now because, let's see, I'm not a millionaire. If Jayson Tatum does average 20 a game, that's 82 shirts I got to send out. Come on, don't try and rope me into something. Don't try and handcuff me into something. But I will do a giveaway the first time JT scores 20. We'll see which shirt. It wouldn't make sense to do a Cardiac Kemba shirt, but we'll see. So I like that idea. Lock it in right now. Once the regular season starts. No USA basketball BS. Once the regular season starts, the minute Jayson Tatum scores 20 points in a game, we will do a giveaway live on the stream. And then we'll play it by ear from there. We'll see. But, at the end of the day, I don't think Jayson Tatum averaging 18 points a game is bad. I could be wrong. I did, talk about it for 10 minutes about how I don't think he's going to average 20? Go and prove me wrong, Tatum. I'd love it. But, Justin Sheepsy, what's going on, man? But we are going to close down unless you guys have any last comments. Good stream. It's good to be back. I was on vacation last week. Some of you guys were, giving me a little crap for that. I took it as a sign of jealousy, just pure jealousy. While I was enjoying the sun, feet in the sand, toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a worry in the world. Cold beer in my hand. You guys are tweeting me missing the episode. My bad. I came out with a bonus episode. Again, there we go. More self-plugging. If you don't follow the podcast anywhere else and you're only watching the streams, you've only had 5 shows so far, whereas I believe this is going to be the 9th or 10th episode of the podcast. So make sure you're following the podcast, Ev Singleton Unleashed. We'll see you guys in the next stream, and if you are listening to the bonus episodes, we'll talk to you then.